cubed for the last week of October. It is Halloween weekend. It is Tuesday leading up to Halloween weekend, which is just insane to comprehend. Time is a flat circle. It's all very confusing. But that also means we are mere weeks away from, it's like 9 weeks to the end of the year, 6 weeks till Spider-Man. This year is just flying by. Hope you're doing very well. Today we're going to be talking about Dune. We're going to be talking about Eternals. We're going to be talking about Ryan Gosling. We're going to be talking about Brendan Fraser. Lots and lots of goodness coming at you. But perhaps most importantly, we're going to be talking about Spidey Cat. There he is, hanging out, being awesome. All right, let's kick it off first with some news. This episode is going to be a little bit shorter because I've got some schmo business to get into. I'm filming a Schmodown match very, very soon, immediately after this. And also, fun fact, I've got lots and lots of other stuff cooking that I can't talk about yet, including a watch-along of Amazing Spider-Man that drops on Friday, teaming up with some Real Reject stuff very, very soon. Lots of new followers, by the way. Welcome to the Koi Pond. A lot of people coming over from Real Rejects. I appreciate you guys. We are now a little over 700 followers away from 10,000. So I'm trying to hit 10K probably November sometime. I'm hoping 10K by the end of the year. Would not mind getting it a little bit earlier, but 10K is the goal for this page, certainly by year's end, but maybe even sooner. We are 700-ish away, so good things coming for this channel. Gonna be positioning out of live streams into more recorded and edited videos in the new year, but I might start doing those very, very soon. Let's kick it off, firstly, with the box office news and the announcement that came with it, overcoming streaming day and date problems, overcoming a fucking worldwide plague pandemic, overcoming people's apprehension to dense sci-fi, overcoming a 3-hour intimidating runtime to some. Dune is getting a part 2. Dune part 1 is exceptional. I loved it. Some people didn't. Everyone's got different taste, everyone different strokes for different folks, but myself, I loved it quite a bit, and 4 days into its domestic release, they have officially confirmed we are getting a Dune 2. Now this is smart for a myriad of reasons. One, it gets Warner Brother a little bit of goodwill after the day and date stuff going on with a lot of these big tentpole movies. Denis, the director of this film, was one of the people that came out like, yo, what's going on? A lot of people have been very upset about the day and date release. This is a very good showing of like, hey, this box office is good, especially for the times. We trust you. We're going to make another one. Now, this also is really important because a lot of people are really weird about continuations of things. I don't know how many people I know that are like, ooh, they canceled that show, now I'm never going to watch it. Every bit of art by itself is important. Each season of a show is vital. Just because there's not season 19 doesn't mean you shouldn't watch season 1. In fact, when a show sometimes doesn't have 100 seasons, it's less intimidating. I've always been baffled by people. I'm like, ooh, the show was canceled, not going to watch it. Anyway, my point being, this is going to help the box office because people aren't going to be like, why would I invest 3 hours of my time if it's going to be a cliffhanger? I personally obviously already saw it, but I saw some complaints, people being like, ooh, it's only half the story. It is a beautiful story, and now you don't have to worry about not getting to finish it. Each movie, I think, is essential to experience on their own, but I know people were saying they wouldn't see this without the sequel. So, it is smart box office mojo to bring in the sequel and announce it while this is still in theaters. I thought that was very smart. And it also, again, makes the people that are fans of the sci-fi happy knowing we get to conclude that story. So, we have some box office figures that are pretty staggering when you actually think about the release that this movie came out in. It made $41 million during this, which is really impressive. And overseas, where they're doing a little better at some things than we are, it made $182.2 million so far. It's obviously been out overseas an additional week, but that brings its total worldwide to $223 million. Now, this movie cost, I think, about $200 million, maybe a little over. Its budget would therefore be doubled for marketing. That's usually how it goes. So it needs to make $400 million to make profit in the traditional sense. Now, this will probably do that. It's going to take a little bit of time. I imagine it's going to have a cult following, and I imagine that when and if we have Dune 2 come out, they might re-release the first one to give it a little extra boost, because Dune 2 is going to come out a little bit in the future, 2023, October 2023, and the world's going to be a different place then. So this allows the first movie to catch some box office it might have missed. It allows people that might not have seen it without a part 2, and it allows for, obviously, the people to get to make the movie quicker because it's been greenlit. Now, with an October 2023 release date, I do imagine that means they've already done a lot of previs. I think they've already done a decent amount of pre-production. They probably already know the whole cast. Barry Keoghan, one of my favorite parts of Eternals, shared this like winky face today, made me think like maybe he's in part 2. I imagine this is pretty fucking far along if it comes out 2 years from this month. The first one is a broad, big epic. It's going to take a lot to finish this movie, so they're probably pretty deep into visual effects and post-production without having shot it, and probably already cast. So this is all very, very, very exciting. We will see how that goes along with it coming out in 2 years. We'll see what that looks like, but I'm very excited. It has made $223 million so far. I want to see it cross that profit margin. I think it will. I think it's going to be a slow and steady, have some leg situation. If you haven't seen it yet, it has done pretty good numbers on HBO Max. I think 1.9 million households, which is in the top 10 HBO Max releases. But beyond just my love of theater, this is a movie that needs to be experienced. It's not a movie you watch, it's a movie you immerse yourself in. It's a very experiential experience. I would recommend seeing it in IMAX. I've seen it once at a press screening at a regular, beautiful, big Cinemark screen. I'm going to see it for the second time in IMAX within the week. I fucking loved it. I'm going to see it and then Eternals because I've seen Eternals and then it. So I'm very excited to dive into it in reverse and compare the two anew in a brand new way. Speaking of Eternals, Eternals dropped on the social media embargo, and that means Rotten Tomatoes starts to roll out some of its first reviews. And you guys might remember last week, in addition to my TikToks, I did do a little bit of talking on this very channel about Eternals, saying that I don't expect it to be beloved in the world of critics or fans. I was saying it's probably going to be the biggest schism of scores we've seen to date, and I predicted something in the 70 percentile for critics, and it's exactly what I was predicting. It is, in fact, currently, as of press, it's changed quite a bit because these reviews are rolling in hour by hour, but as of right now, on Rotten Tomatoes, I checked it earlier, and I just want to make sure it's as of press, as of 5:10 p.m., on my coast, it is 72%, so it was 76 when I saw it before. It is 72% Rotten Tomatoes. I imagine the fan score, the audience score, is going to be somewhere in the 45 to 55 range. I had it in the 60s. Now I think it's going to be a little lower because of some people I've talked to, and some, I mean, this tomato meter score is almost in the 60s. Like, that's close to rotten, which is pretty bananas. So I'm going to be looking at 55 as maybe audience score. It's not for everyone, but it is so incredible. I have been covering it at Real Rejects. I've covered it on my TikTok. I've covered it briefly here. I covered it on The Big Thing with Christian Harloff. I've covered it a lot of places. I'm very excited to talk about it with spoilers because everything I want to say is a lot more in depth, and the movie's not out yet. I'm not going to be a monster. I'm not going to share a single goddamn thing. But I do want to say that I understand why some people won't like it, but I really hope people don't just see this score and ignore it because it is a really special film. It's in my top 10 Marvel films. I can't really say more than that, but it made my number 10, pushing out one of the recent releases. It is something truly special. It is something truly unique to itself. It is a $200 million art house film, and I want more movies like this. I want movies where the basis is conversation and existentialism and introspection. I don't need everything to end in a fist fight. This has plenty of fighting. But it's a really, really, really smart movie, and I want more movies like this. So time will tell. We will see. I just got 2 Streamlabs. As I said, it's going to be a quicker show, so I'm seeing the chat, but I can't actually see the chat. But I saw from Flickin' Reel, what are your Eternals domestic predictions? The great Jesse Swift. I predict domestically it'll make between 37 and 50. I think it'll do either just under Dune or it'll do just over Dune. It's not day and date, but I think these reviews are going to slow down a lot of people. I think the runtime is going to slow down a lot of people. I would love to see it make 70. You know what? I'm going to be a little bit more optimistic. 39 to 65. 39 to 65. I'm going to say it lands either literally just shy of Dune or just over it. So yeah, that's my 20 million range. 39 to 65. I hope it's more, but time will tell. It's certainly not going to be the numbers of what we need it to be. I hope they make an Eternals 2. I hope they make an Eternals 5. I really, really, really loved it. But we will see how that shakes out with box office. That is my prediction. Jesse Swift, 39 to 65. Dan V900 says, it's awesome that Dune Part 2 is official. The WB could have saved money with letting Dennis shoot it back to back. He wants to do a trilogy with adapting Dune Messiah. It is Paul's story with the 2 books. Yes, they could have saved money, or they could have lost a lot of money. There's no guarantee that these movies that are very expensive will do well enough to do it. There's also a giant amount of stress shooting 2 movies back to back like that. The Russo brothers said doing Infinity War and Endgame like that nearly killed them. I do see the merit, by all means, but I also can see where it would have, maybe delayed this movie. Obviously, they didn't know there was a pandemic and it would be delayed anyway. I could see the hesitation in scheduling. I could see issues with scheduling the actors. I could see issues with expectations of budget. If this one cost $200 million and they made it for like another 150, say they saved $50 million, did it for $350. Now you're negative $350 plus marketing the whole. That is a very, very bold thing for a movie this complex and this not traditional. These movies don't traditionally do as well as your sword and sandals picks or your superhero picks. So I honestly see why Warner Brothers didn't do back-to-back, but I see in hindsight, you can say they could have saved money, but it's hindsight. So that is my comment on that. Dan V900. Also, Jesse, before I leave this chat, what are we going to see when I come down for Spectacular? Hell yeah, I'm excited to meet Jesse Swift. Jesse's going to be here for Spectacular. Very excited about it. Congratulations, Jesse. I know you were hoping that was going to happen. This is the first I'm hearing of it confirmed. Fuck yes. That'll be December. Spider-Man? Maybe we'll go see Spidey, dude. That said, I'm very excited for some Spidey coverage that I'll be doing with the Real Rejects very, very soon. All right, back to the news, because I got to leave in half an hour latest. We also, in addition to Dune 2 and Eternals goodness, found out just yesterday that Brendan Fraser is going to be in Batgirl as the big bad as Firefly. This is exceptional news for a myriad of reasons. One, that's a great villain. Firefly, Batman's got a ton of great rogues. Firefly is one of the slept-on ones. Weirdly charming, totally deranged, oddball character. A lot of fun to read. A lot of interesting choices you can make with it. Great big comeback role for Brendan Fraser. He's been on this slow burn comeback. A lot of people have been lobbying for Brendan Fraser to come back. Doom Patrol, obviously a big move. Steven Soderbergh's newest, very, very great exposure for the indie crowd. This is his big, triumphant blockbuster return. This is exceptional news. I love Firefly. Love Brendan Fraser. Batgirl. It's going to be a lot of fun. I feel like he's going to do a Ewan McGregor Black Mask, where he just has a great goddamn time playing the villain up. Almost mustache twirly, but maybe not fully. Either way, very excited to see what Brendan Fraser does with Firefly, and that is confirmed. WB confirmed it a couple hours later after the rumors came out. Ryan Gosling is playing Wolfman. Now, I recently watched all of the Universal horror films for the first time. If you want to see me talk about them, I did a video with Collider, the show I'm doing with Perry called Collider Movie Club. Highly recommend you check out Collider Movie Club. Last week we talked about Free Guy. Got a bunch of digital editions of Free Guy in 4K to give away. This week, we're talking about the horror Universal films. We're talking Invisible Man, Wolfman, Dracula, Frankenstein, and we're giving away 4K re-releases of all of these 1930s classics. I'd never seen them, and I gotta say, seeing them in 4K, mwah, these movies are stunning. I get the hype. I get how they influenced and shaped cinema. I get why they're revered to such a level. A lot of times movies don't live up to that. They absolutely do, and I recommend you check out Collider Movie Club for some sweet, sweet, sweet retrospective goodness on all 4 of the films with horror junkie herself, Perry Nemiroff. That being said, Ryan Gosling is playing in the remake. Now, there was a shared monster dark universe they were building with the Tom Cruise mummy that fell apart. They cast some of the biggest names, everything fell apart. Now, Blumhouse is taking that idea and completely changing everything. They're going to be doing a very different situation with the Blumhouse shared monster movie universe. I'm very hopeful. I think it can be great, especially after Leigh Whannell did Invisible Man so well. This has got Damien Chazelle signing on. Damien Chazelle is one of my favorite directors in the world. Sorry, not Damien Chazelle. That's the other Ryan Gosling director. Derek Cianfrance. That's what happens when I'm not looking at my screen. Derek Cianfrance, another of my favorite Ryan Gosling team-up directors. He did Blue Valentine. He did Place Beyond the Pines. Two very slept-on movies, both my top 50 movies of all time that just happen to have Ryan Gosling in them. These two movies really shape what I love in indie drama. This is his opportunity to use those sensibilities on something still to scale, but with more exposure. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see him as Wolfman. I can't wait to see them team up together again on anything, much less something like this with Blumhouse. So excited about it overall, and it just got confirmed today. So we will see. Time will tell. Ryan Gosling, Wolfman. Hype, hype, hype. Speaking of hype, Batman, The Batman, my most anticipated movie of all time. I literally have not been this excited for a movie since I think 2012's Avengers. I haven't been this excited for a movie in almost a decade as far as pure hype. Nothing on the release schedule has me as purely out of my mind as The Batman. The Batman, any little bit of news, I'm like chewing up scraps. I've been saying for about 6 years Robert Pattinson was going to be the best Batman we'd ever seen, and it looks like I was right. Check the tapes. Go back to Collider 3 and 4 years ago. I've been telling you, and every trailer that comes out. So, with this movie, couldn't be more excited. As I said, most hyped film of time right now. And it is only $100 million budget. They released statistics that the movie cost $100 million. There's 100 reasons why this is good news. One, it has to make less money back to be extremely profitable. It can make $200 million its opening weekend if the world's in better shape in March, therefore going right into the profits second week. Two, we can get a franchise out of this much quicker. If it makes that money opening weekend, we can have Batman 2 greenlit by fucking Monday. Three, it allows for a spinoff onto the show. HBO Max is doing an entire Gotham world, and if the show mirrors the movie being cheaper allows for the show to have that same grittiness, that same homemade feel, that same everything, where it won't feel like, why is this Gotham, you know, the lesser blank. There's plenty of adaptations to TV where it feels like it's a lot more inexpensive. It's not good when a movie looks like it's a $200 million thing and the show's like really poorly done CGI. Looking at you, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. sometimes. This gives us the opportunity to have the Jeffrey Wright-led Gotham show to feel like it's in the same universe as the Batman show. And perhaps, most importantly of all, those are just my top three. Number 4, the movie can be practical. This is a Batman year 2. This is a Batman learning how to build his Batmobile that's an actual car. This is Batman building his suit himself. This is a Batman on the edge. And I want it to feel tangible. I want it to feel brutal. I want it to feel like a place I could go. And I think they're going to make that for us because of the lower budget. Sometimes you need a $200 million budget, but that makes it very hard to greenlight sequels as quickly. Sometimes you only need $100 million. And this looks like it's going to be one of, if not the best Batman we've ever had. And if it's cheaper, it only bodes well for everything else if you can do it well. Obviously, don't cut corners. Don't have Wolverine claws like an X-Men Origins Wolverine that look like garbage. Don't have cartoon, but this doesn't have to. And we could do fucking 5 of these. So I'm excited the budget's so low. I'm excited about what I've seen so far. I'm losing my goddamn mind. We will see how that goes. We got 2 more chats coming in from Ishmael Montoya. Coy, I watched Dune, but with no reference of the novels before watching. If I read novels, will it helps? Thoughts? When is Eternal spoiler review? A series of great questions from Ishmael Montoya. Again, that's an awesome name. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I think I am. The novels will help, but I didn't read the novels first. I only knew that Sting was in it, that there were sandworms, and that the cast was sex. This cast was why I was invested. The secondary thing was the legacy of Dune that everyone loves. The third thing was that I wanted a sci-fi epic. That was the series of my exposure. I would recommend you read the novels. I'm going to wait and read the first novel after the second movie, now that the movie's been greenlit, because I want to experience the movie like I experienced the first Dune. With me doing what I do for a living, every time I read a comic book, I'm thinking of the movie. Every time I watch a movie, I'm thinking of the comic book. So it's kind of nice for me personally to be able to experience something that's so beloved and so genre content without knowing what's going to happen. So personally, I'm enjoying not being exposed to the books. I will be making the book journey after the second movie, and maybe I'll continue on the books as they decide which ones are going to adapt into the trilogy that might or might not happen. Personally, I'm going to enjoy them that way, but you should definitely fucking read the books. Always read the books. Support local bookstores if you can. Try to buy the book at a local bookstore if you can. But I highly recommend going to your local bookshop because they will definitely have Dune, almost definitely. Especially with the movie doing so well, they're probably going to be stocking some Dune. So pick it up. I might pick mine up sooner and then just hold on it for 2 years. Second question from you, good sir. Oh, thoughts. That was your second question. Those were thoughts. Excellent question. Your third question is, when is Eternal spoiler review? So Eternals drops on November 5th. November 4th is the Thursday, so that day. I'm going to do it that following Monday. So that would be 6, 7, 8. I'm going to start doing spoiler reviews dropping on Monday the 8th, or whatever day that Monday is. Basically, it's going to be probably with... Oh, no, Sunday first. Sunday, I'm going to be doing a live stream with The Real Rejects. So Friday is the 5th. Saturday, Sunday, the 7th, I'll be doing a live stream, deep 2-hour conversation probably, with Greg and John. And then on Monday, you will see a recorded spoiler review from me and Christian. And then on Tuesday on this show, I'll also do Eternal spoiler. So you'll get lots of spoiler content from me. I'm also going to do 1-minute TikTok, put it on my Instagram and Twitter as well. So short form, social media, long form, Real Rejects, The Big Thing, and this very show starting on Sunday after it comes out. And you can expect me all over the fucking internet for a while. So I'm going to be doing Real Reject stuff. I'm going to be doing The Big Thing stuff on SEN. I'm going to be doing real rewatches with Winston and Christian as well over there. Something that we can't talk about just yet. Schmodown stuff coming at you real fast as the season wraps up. I've also got my channel. I've also got my Patreon stuff. I've also got stuff coming out from Collider. We've got a bunch of Collider Movie Club stuff coming at you. And a big announcement that I don't know if it's going to come true yet, but when it does come true, December. It's not going to be till December, but a big announcement in December that I hope happens, and that'll be in addition to all of that. So I'm a busy boy right now, and you can expect this level of, hopefully unless I burn the fuck out, this level of consistent content from everywhere with me. So keep following me, because I got stuff coming. All right, Dan V900, you should watch 9 Days, which stars Winston Duke, Zazie Beetz, and Benedict Wong. It's profound and about the meaning of life. Watch the trailer. No shit. Okay, Dan, you sold me on the names. You sold me on the log line, and you telling me to watch the trailer is very smart. A lot of people are like, hey, watch this whole thing, and I'm like, I will try. Tell me to watch the trailer. I can do 3 minutes. I can do it while I'm walking to get coffee. I can do it while I'm prepping something. I have time for trailers. I will try to make time to watch the whole movie, but I guarantee you the trailer. I appreciate you very, very much. Dan V900. Everyone else also take my pimpin' of this property to check out 9 Days. Yourself, that cast is exceptional, and I'm very, very excited. All right, next bit of news. Found out just yesterday that the Trench movie, which was so badly pitched, remember 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Remember 4 years ago when they said they were going to make a New Gods movie and a Trench movie, and we were all like, really? A Trench movie? Aquaman's fun, but why the Trench? And we were like, oh, but James Wan, that could be fun, like a horror Trench movie. I was like, well, obviously New Gods I'm excited about. It's Tom King and Ava DuVernay doing an adaptation of some of my favorite shit. Mr. Miracle is one of my favorite DC characters, hard stop. I was in. Trench, I just stayed neutral on. We found out yesterday that the Trench was going to be a Black Manta movie. You sell that as Yahya Abdul-Mateen II playing Black Manta in his own solo movie that's a horror movie directed by James Wan. It would have done Candyman numbers, which was somehow the first #1 movie by a black female director, which is unacceptable, but we're moving the needle. We're fixing shit slowly but surely. That being said, that clearly did well because it was advertised correctly. Yahya, horror, sci-fi, superhero. You could have sold the Trench. It could have been good. I'm so bummed. So bummed. Now I want to read the script. I kind of didn't care, but now I'm so in. So it's a bummer. We don't get a Black Manta Trench movie that we were supposed to get. And it's a real bummer because it was only advertised incorrectly. It could have been something special, but oh well. Speaking of advertising, but correctly, the new Empire cover is out for Spider-Man No Way Home. December, the movie is released. December cover for Empire has come out, and it is spoiler-tastic. So if you haven't talked about or heard about or know anything about No Way Home, jump ahead 3 minutes if you're watching this not live. If you're watching this live, it's a slight spoiler, but you're about to be told by everyone because Sony's clearly leaning into this. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Sinister Six are all but confirmed. It's weird. They're like playing it close to the vest. Kind of. They're holding the Garfield and Toby thing close to the vest, but they're like teasing the Sinister Sixy stuff. In the Empire cover, we've got Doc Ock's tentacles. We've got a pumpkin bomb. We've got Electro's electricity bolt. We've got Sandman's arm. Now, a lot of people were like, we knew Sandman. It was 2 frames of the fucking trailer where they showed sand. That is not confirmation of Sandman. I get it. You're excited. Don't you tell me we had confirmation. Sandman, now confirmed with the sand arm. And, in my opinion, there's a little blue orb underneath the R in Empire that looks like the fishbowl of Mysterio's helmet. So Mysterio might be the 5th. Now, that leaves, obviously, plenty of other villains. That leaves potential Shockers, Vultures, Scorpions, Venoms. There's lots of people introduced. There's also the Lizard, which has been rumored forever. There's a lot of characters in the old Spider-Man movies as well as in the new Sony universe of Marvel characters. Very exciting stuff. The Empire cover is awesome. It's very multidimensional. It's actually a beautiful piece of art I want without the word Empire on it to frame because it is stunning. So look up the Empire covers. There's one that's just a really beautiful cover that has got a definite Into the Spider-Verse feel. Especially the background. And there's a second, which is the subscriber-only cover, which is what I'm talking about right now, and end spoilers. So, very excited for what to come with Spider-Man. I'm excited for the next trailer, which might be as soon as next week. Very excited for everything they're doing over there, and I think we're going to get a lot of confirmation in a hurry starting next week, because Spider-Man is out in 6 weeks. It's insane. Last bit of news before we wrap out of here is Guardians. Guardians of the Galaxy is getting a video game that is, well, it's already done, but it's getting rave reviews. So, Spider-Man got exceptional reviews. Miles Morales got very, very good reviews. Avengers got very rough reviews. Square Enix is swinging back with Guardians of the Galaxy, which is getting solid, exceptional reviews. It looks fun. I've only seen a few minutes of gameplay. I've only seen the trailers, or 2 of the trailers. And I'm stoked. If I had more time in my life, I'd play. If I had more time in my life, maybe I'll wait till it's like one of those like Sony greatest hits, and I'll get it in like 3 years when it's $20. But it looks awesome. One day I'll have time to play it, but it's getting rave reviews, so keep your eyes peeled for Guardians of the Galaxy on, I assume, PlayStation, but it might be also on Xbox. Very excited about it. And that is going to do it. Also, check out Scream tomorrow. Tomorrow, sponsored by the great Michael McCarsell, patron saint of watch-alongs. We're doing a Scream watch-along at about 5:30, 5:15, 5:30, thereabouts. We're going to watch Scream with a full-length feature commentary, trivia, madness coming at you from me watching all of Scream. So if you haven't done one of those with us yet, basically I watch it with headphones on, give my running commentary while we watch it. And then also on Friday, we're going to be doing a rewatch commentary of Amazing Spider-Man, the first Andrew Garfield one that is over on The Big Thing. So Scream right here, The Big Thing, Friday. In the meantime, lots of Schmodown stuff. We are filming like crazy. That's actually why I'm wrapping out early, because I got a match. And we've got a bunch of good stuff coming from Real Rejects as well. If you guys haven't watched it, I'm very, very, very proud of something I did with the Real Rejects. John was editing another video and had a bunch of graphics to make. So Greg and I sat down because Greg and I saw the movie very differently. We both liked the movie, but I connected emotionally. Greg wasn't able to connect emotionally. He felt he only connected intellectually. So we had a very civil, which is rare, and beautiful debate about Eternals. No spoilers. Some people said there were spoilers. We literally went back through and listened to every word. Everything that we said that was slightly revealing has already been revealed in either interviews or pictures. So we were very careful. Spoilers were only as light as Marvel has revealed them. But we have done an hour-long non-spoiler conversation over at The Real Rejects. I'm very proud of it. If you guys watch it because of me, please leave a comment. I want the algorithm to boost, and I also want to team up with those guys more. But yeah, go check it out. Real Rejects channel, non-spoiler, hour-long dissertation on the Eternals, which in itself is a dissertation on theology, mortality, morality, lots of goodness. Also, yeah, listen to Scott Welsh. Hit that like button. We're at 9,200 and something. So we're 700 and something subscribers away from 10,000 Koi Pond members. And again, we're going to be switching from a lot of live content into more video edited content, because that tends to do better on YouTube. I'm going to try to polish stuff up a bit more. Maybe we'll do these every 2 weeks, but I'll still do Q&As and stuff with the unboxings. I'll still do watch-alongs. We're going to figure it out. It's just I'm letting you guys know early that next year, 2022, different flavor to the channel. I want to hit that 10K. I want to grow it even beyond that. I really want to be doing red carpets, interviews, junkets, and stuff on behalf of this channel. So I got to make sure it's as pretty as possible and upgrade what I can. Maybe get a microphone. I don't know. We can go crazy. I've got a podcast mic. I just can't use it with my phone. And I'm using my phone to film it. Anyway, you don't need to know all this. I'm just letting you know that's what's going to happen. We're going to leave. I got to get to schmoing. You guys are amazing. Let me quickly, I'm going to grab as many questions as I can. I'm going to literally speed through the chat, and whatever ones jump out, I'm going to power through. I see Wesley Marshall in here. I see Edward Haskell. I see Scott Welsh. I see Ephraim Guzman. I see my mom. I see Leonardo Wilkes. That's a cool name. I see Corey Ross. Let's see. Hell yeah, Michael McCarcel just made it in time. Welcome, Pippin, our Scream goodness, coming tomorrow. Very excited to do Scream 1. Got Jesse in here. 10K, hell yeah, I'm trying for 200. Follow, guys. Follow Jesse Swift. Flicking real. He's almost to 200. Get after it. Tommy H, how do you not have 10K? That's what I think, Tommy H. I've been hustling in these streets for years. Years! I think it's because I make live streams and YouTube hates live streams. Also, I don't have like 4K cameras and shit, so I feel like my information doesn't translate without the technology required. And I'm working on getting the technology, but technology costs money. I need followers to get the money. I need the money to get the followers. It's shit. Anyway, good to see everyone in here. The way you talk to Greg about it makes me think it's exactly my shit, even though I like him. I'm a television person over a movie person. Yes, I'm very curious of your thoughts, Wesley. We will see which side you fall on. That's the fun thing about the debate. Darth Vader, love the Koi Pond, enjoyed Dune. I'm glad it's getting at least one more chapter. Hell yes, I agree. Will the Thrill, going to see Dune this weekend. Get after it, Will the Thrill. Tyler Jackson, you just want to drop in and say you're the man. I appreciate you, Tyler Jackson. I don't think they filmed it already. I do think they've done some work in advance of post-production, Wesley. My mom really enjoyed Dune. Scott Welsh, the Eternals non-spoiler, the Christian, the big thing was great. I appreciate you very much, Scott Welsh. Let's see. Darth Vader, I love the Friends Dispatch. I'm going to be putting out a review for that actually by the end of the day on my TikTok. So if you don't follow me on TikTok, check out my Friends Dispatch review over on TikTok. Let's see. People loving on Doom Patrol. People loving on all this goodness. James DZL. I know that name. I just didn't say it out loud ever. Harloff mentioned Boston Schmoedown in 2022. You're going to see me. Goddamn right. Hell or high water, I'll be there. If I don't have any competitors in it, I will probably fly myself out there. Yes. RSVP, yes, Boston Schmoedown. Count me in, coach. Very, very excited for it. Gotham is set year one. Yes, it predates the movie as far as I've heard, and there's a Penguin origin show. I agree with that. Dan V900. Chris Corbin Green talking about the book. A lot of people are helping Ishmael with the book information. Travis is saying it fills in stuff left behind the movie because there's only so much you can adapt. Neil Gaiman run, Dan V. I think that is a good run to jump on for the goodness that is Eternals. Michael McCarcel, totally forgot them doing the trench. Holy crap, they pitched it that way. It'd have been all the way on board. Right? It's exactly the wrong pitch. They pitched it exactly incorrectly, which makes me feel like some sort of sabotage, which I hated. Wesley gets to write off games and his PS5. You lucky so-and-so. I can write off comics, though, which is dope. Coy, hit me for Mike if you need it. I will, Wesley. I will. I appreciate you very, very much. When I got any cheddar and start to evolve the show, I will absolutely do that. Chief Ed, you missed the beginning of the live. You made the end of the live. I appreciate you. We got Joel Rolston. Sci-fi and theology are tough to bring together. How mature are the Eternals table discussions in the film? About as mature as it gets, in my opinion. They don't really denigrate anyone's beliefs. It's just its own universe's beliefs. And I say theology because it's the closest thing to the Eternals in the comic books. Like, the Eternals are the beings they are. I struggle with... Like, I loved Midnight Mass because it handled the commentary very dutifully and beautifully. I struggle with religion. So I really enjoyed this movie, and I think it's very mature. I think that it definitely appreciates everything that came before it, and I think it definitely takes its time to respect the viewer, but it doesn't panhandle or spoon-feed the viewer, so the viewer's got to keep up. While being a slow burn film, it gives you a lot at once. Hopefully that answers your question without spoiling anything. It was very hard to dance around that. Elizabeth Montgomery believes in me. Thank you very much. Let's see. Came from a Real Reject channel. Love your energy. Chief Ed. Thank you very much. We got a bunch of new Real Reject folk over here. We are 700 away from 10K on this channel. I'm trying to get them to 1 million. Trying to get me to 10K. They're, funny enough, 90K away from 1 million. I'm trying to get 10K with 700. Anyway. Thank you. I appreciate you, Chief Ed. Ishmael! Have you started a most anticipated movie list for 2022? Mine so far: 1, The Batman; 2, John Wick; 3, Flash; 4, Doctor Strange. Okay, Ishmael, off the top of my head. 1, The Batman; 2, The Batman; 3, The Batman; 4, The Batman. Or my no, you got a super chat in there. I'm not gonna be snarky toward a super chat. John Wick 3 was a disappointment for me. So that actually probably is like around the 20 mark for my list. Okay, you know what? I'm even going to give you a Google because I hate when people read a super chat and don't actually answer it authentically. So I'm going to do that and then wrap this out. This is a fun way to end the show. Also, you guys can count on a top movies of 2021 episode for me the last week of December. I'm going to try to see everything I can in that last little chunk and actually get my movie in there before the end of the year. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to go number 1, The Batman. Number 2, Into the Spider-Verse 2. Number 3, Thor Love and Thunder. Number 4, Mission Impossible 7. Number 5, Doctor Strange. 6 is Black Adam. By the way, this is only what just popped up on Google, so indies are not going to be in the most searched things. But those would be my top 6. Anything by Denis, anything by Fincher, anything by a lot of my favorite directors will actually leap above those. But I think those are my top 6, if that answers your question. I hope it does. Also, in no particular order, I'm really excited for The Black Phone because Scott's a genius. I'm very excited for the new Scream movie because I'm a huge Scream fan, even though I don't like horror generally. I'm really excited for Jackass 4. I'm a huge Jackass guy. Lightyear, I'm super stoked about. Number 7, Lightyear. Actually, Lightyear might be sooner. Wait. Let's back this up. Everything's got to shift by 1. The Batman, number 1. Number 2, Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick's number 2, and then the rest I just said. So whatever I just said, put Top Gun 2 at number 2, and then 3 is whatever I said going forward. All right, that is my list. Hopefully that helps. Doctor Strange is definitely in there, and Flash is definitely in there. Okay. That is going to do it, you lovelies. Bill Skarsgård and Tony Hale are also in 9 Days. Man, this guy's cast. He's just adding to the glory of it. Dan V900 with the 9 Days promo. Respect. I get it. Albo, how much impact do you think Adam Warlock will have in the MCU going forward? Fairly big. I think the cosmic nature of the MCU going forward is going to mean the cosmic characters introduced in Guardians 3 are going to be very important, at least until the end of Phase 4, which I do believe is going to be ringing in a cosmic way, Fantastic Four, and then X-Men a little later. Okay, that is going to do it, you lovelies. I appreciate each and every one of you very, very much. This was the most people we've had in a live in quite some time because this channel is growing, so please do like, subscribe, comment. If you're new to this channel, I do live streams once a week as well as doing movie reviews. I try to post some daily TikToks on here as well, and then we do unboxings once a month and movie watch-alongs once a month and lots of other stuff once a month. Appreciate the fuck out of you guys. I'm going to wrap out of here and get to schmoing down. It is near the end of the season. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys in Spectacular in December. December live event, schmodown goodness. I would love to meet each and every one of you guys. And in the meantime, lots of good stuff coming from The Big Thing, Real Rejects, and this very channel. All right, guys. You've been awesome. Thank you very, very much to Dan V900, to Joel Rolston, to Jesse Swift, to Ishmael Montoya, and to my mom for being awesome and creating me. My mom's in the chat, and without her, none of those super chats matter, and none of this exists, because I wouldn't be here. Okay. Bye, guys. I'll see you soon.